Hey, hi everyone. So today we'll be solving this problem which goes by the name container with most water, right? So the problem is pretty straightforward. It says that you are given an integer array of height. Basically, there is an array given to us, and each element is kind of a height. It represents height. So if we look on the right side, so I'll just quickly copy this and 37, right? So this is the array that is given to us. Now in this array, right, what it says is that we have to find the maximum amount of water that a container can store. So if we take an example here, if we have to imagine, right, let's say this 8 is like this and then this 7 is like this, right? So these are the two boundaries, and then here it is 0, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? So this is 1 and this is 8. Now here we can see that the difference is 7, so that is the length. Now when we have to compare the height of these two, right, we have to choose the minimum one, because this sorry, so this box kind of become our uh, the water, where water can be, right? So this was here 7, and this distance is also 7, so that is 7, 7, 41, right? So that's the maximum now. Now in this problem, right? So one brute force way is that you go over this, you go over 0 to n, and then again you go over, like you can say this is I, and then I to n, and then you go I plus 1 to n, right? So that is basically nothing but that's an n square approach, right? So that is one way of doing things. Let me just make this smaller. So that is one way of doing things, right? So this is our I1 plus. So that's like n square, right? Now we can do better than that, right? Now to do better than that, there is a technique, or there is a pattern which goes by the name two pointers, right? So in two pointers, what we do is we have two pointers. So we'll start from this left here, and then we have this right here, right? Now whenever we are comparing from left to right, right? So we have taken the maximum possible width, right? Which is this. Now, once you have taken the maximum possible width, the other thing that you can think of is the height of it, right? So when you have these I and j, you have to take the minimum of it, because minimum is the deciding factor. Now you'll calculate that, and now to take the next one, what you can do is you can see whichever is the lowest, that is kind of decreasing your length, right? So you can get rid of it. So here this is, so then you move to the next one, 8 and 7, right? Now in 8 and 7, which one is the slower, you kind of get rid of this 3. So you get of this 3. That way, eventually, you'll get the minimum. So this is the concept behind this problem. It is based on a two-pointer concept. If someone is unaware of it, I highly suggest that you solve problem based on that, right? So now we'll quickly go to the code part of it. So you have int left, that is, or let's call it left pointer, and then you have a right pointer, right? Now while left is less than right, so current water will be mat dot minimum of left comma right, and then you multiply it with j comma I, right? So that's the, as of now, whatever water you have. Now we'll have max water. I'll create this variable on the top as well. But the idea is that whatever water you have right now, this is going to compare it and store it in max. Now if height of left is less than height of right, then in this case you'll have to increase left, because that is kind of making things smaller for you, right? And then otherwise you decrease, right? So here I and j are not there, so this is left and right? And in the end you return max water, right? So here I'll say int max water equal to 0, and if we run it, so it says height left and height right. Uh, so you have a array right. If Basically, here you're decreasing, right? And here you're increasing. So this has to start from -1, right? Yeah. So basically, you took minimum of left comma right and then right minus left you did, right? These both things are correct. And then you said that, okay, max water is equal to whatever you max water and then whatever you had, right? If your left height of left was less than height of right, you increase left. Otherwise, you decrease right, right? So that is the scenario here. But I thought max of max water and water. Let me see why it is not running. So you have height, which is height dot length, right, right. So right minus left will eventually be a math dot. So here, this is the problem. That happens. So these kind of problems are bound to happen, right? So I don't want to edit it because these mistakes you will also make when you are coding it, right? So it's good to kind of debug your code and kind of go through. So that's all for the video, guys. Thanks. Have a nice day.